young orphan boy walks around the underground cave, cautiously picking at items scattered throughout. He is surrounded by trash collectors, a group of people who have made this place their home.
Come on, now, we got work to do.
The boy continues to pick through the trash, until suddenly he hears an evil laugh echoing throughout the cave. The boy peeks out of the cave to see an evil exterminator. The exterminator has come to rid this place of its occupants. Everyone starts to panic, as the young orphan boy quickly makes his way to the center of the cave. He turns to the other trash collectors and confidently speaks.
You know what to do, follow me.
The boy and the trash collectors grab makeshift weapons and begin to fight the exterminator. Suddenly the exterminator breaks free and chases the trash collectors deeper into the cave. The young boy stands in the exterminator's way, refusing to move.
Get out of my way, or else.
The boy stands firm.
My friends aren't going anywhere.
The exterminator stops, taken aback. He hadn't expected this response. Suddenly, the boy notices a bright light coming towards him. He looks up to see a team of heroes approaching. The heroes join the boy and the group of trash collectors to fight the exterminator. After a long battle, the heroes prevail and the exterminator is vanquished.
You did it. You saved us all.
The young orphan boy smiles, proud of himself. With the help of his newfound friends, he had saved the day. Welcome to Cheesebridge, a quaint and bustling city nestled in the rolling hills of the English countryside. Long ago, a unique community of creatures found their home beneath the streets of this city. They were known as the Boxtrolls. The Boxtrolls are mischievous, yet kind-hearted creatures who have lovingly adopted and raised an orphaned human boy named Eggs. Together, they all live in an amazing city beneath the streets of Cheesebridge. As the years passed, Eggs grew up with the Boxtrolls, learning their unique way of life and becoming part of their family. Although faced with countless obstacles and danger, the Boxtrolls never gave up on him. Together, they fight for a place in the world and stand as a family, united in their love and acceptance of one another. This is the story of the Boxtrolls and the child they raised, Eggs.
We see a small old orphanage with a young boy walking outside. We now see the same young boy in the middle of a tent-filled town.
This is fictive town. This is where you'll make your home.
The boy is now in an underground cave which is his new home.
Welcome to your new home, kid.
The boy is now an established member of the town. He's seen playing with the other kids and trying to fit in. Suddenly, there's a ruckus in the town. A group of menacing-looking henchmen enter the town hall, led by a tall man with an eye patch, Archibald Snatcher.
You are all under arrest.
The boy looks on in horror as his friends are rounded up. The boy is now back in his home, and decides to take action.
What are you planning to do?
I am going to serve him.
The trash collectors are worried, but then finally accept the boy's decision after he pleads. The boy is now back in the town, and is determined to save his friends from Archibald Snatcher. He devises a plan and convinces the trash collectors to help him carry out the mission. The mission is successful, and Archibald Snatcher is defeated. The town cheers in joy. The boy is finally accepted by the town, and his friendship with the trash collectors grows even stronger.
People of so and so, I have come with a plan to rid our town of the Boxtrolls once and for all. The plan is simple. We will set a trap for them, lure them with something they like cheese. We will then capture each and every one of them in individual boxes, then drop them off in the nearby forest. There they will be no longer be a burden for us. Bring forth the cheese. Now, let's get trapping. Now, off we go.
A brave and adorably curious little creature, who makes his home in the dark mine shafts below the world.
I know I should stay below ground, but I'm so curious to see what lies above. We just have to take a chance and go into the light.
Wide shot of Eggs emerging from the entrance to the mine shaft, and taking a deep breath of fresh air, he looks up into the sky, the sun warming his big eyes. Suddenly, he hears a loud rustling in the nearby bushes, and a small creature emerges. It's Winnie. She marches up to Eggs with a fierce attitude.
I'm X.
Y-ą better cante o come venture un fiere, eggs.
Uhaha, why?
This world is dangerous, a lot can happen out here. We have a lot of work to do if we want to stay alive.
I'm sure I can help, I'm brave and I'm strong.
Well then, let us get to work.
Eggs and Winnie exchange smiles and head off together, ready to explore the world above the ground. As they head off, a musical sting plays, fading out.
The humans and the Boxtrolls family huddle in a dark alleyway. They are being pursued by a menacing figure.
We cannot keep running like this.
We need to devise a plan.
Help us, please.
We have to think of something.
The humans and the Boxtrolls family move to a nearby courtyard and begin formulating a plan.
We need to create a distraction.
Let us create a diversion.
The humans and Boxtrolls agree on the plan. The Boxtrolls family, led by Humana and Dee accompanied by a few of them, appear in the alleyway. The menacing figure notices them and prepares to attack.
Where are you fleeing to?
Meanwhile, the humans create a loud distraction in a nearby street. The humans create an uproarious commotion, complete with shouting, singing and dancing. The menacing figure, drawn to the commotion, looks away from the Boxtrolls. The Boxtrolls, taking advantage of the situation, disappear into the shadows. The menacing figure, seeing no one in the alleyway, gives up his pursuit. The humans and the Boxtrolls family reunite in the courtyard, exhausted but relieved.
We did it.
Ane de to get here, we saved the Boxtrolls family.
A small and mysterious town in the distance, with only a few houses scattered about. It looks quaint and curious, and promises an adventure. We enter the bedroom of Arthur, an adventurous 9-year-old boy. He takes one look at the stack of books beside his bed, determines which one he wishes to read, and eagerly picks it up.
I am reading Here be Monsters. It's my favorite.
The sun has set and the town square has come to life. It's bustling with shoppers, tourists, and musicians. As Arthur walks through, he notices something, a peculiar poster with bright colors and strange creatures advertising Here be Monsters. The theater itself is modest, but just outside it there is a massive line of children waiting to buy tickets. The familiar colors and creatures from the poster can be seen all around.
extraordinary adventure, Eggs and Winnie bravely lead the Boxtrolls in a battle against Snatcher, and ultimately make peace between the people and the creatures. And so, the people of Cheesebridge eventually realize that all creatures, big and small, deserve to be treated with kindness and respect.
The streets of Cheesebridge are filled with life and laughter. A rather unkempt man, Archibald Snatcher, Ben Kingsley, is marching through the village, looking for something. Snatcher arrives at City Hall and makes his way inside, heading straight for the meeting room of Lord Portly Rind, Jared Harris.
My lord, I bring news of a dire situation. A baby has been snatched from Cheesebridge by underground dwelling creatures known as Boxtrolls.
Boxtrolls?
Yes, my lord. The Boxtrolls are harmless creatures. In fact, they are said to be quite docile. However, they have been known to swipe small items. It could be possible that they have their sights set on the cheese supply.
And how do you propose to rid us of this problem?
Give me a place of prominence within the governing body of the city, and access to the cheese tasting room in City Hall, and I promise to take care of the Boxtrolls.
Very well, do what must be done to rid us of this menace, and you will have your reward.
Snatcher and his accomplices, Mr. Gristle, Tracy Morgan, Mr. Trout, Nick Frost, and Mr. Pickles, Richard A.A., are conducting nightly searches throughout the village for the Boxtrolls, under the title of the Red Hats. Back in the Boxtrolls' lair, we find the baby we first met in the beginning of our story, now a boy, named Eggs Isaac Hempstead Wright, whose adoptive parent is Fish, D. Bradley Baker. The two pass their time playing music together. The Boxtrolls become fewer and fewer, as Snatcher and his men find each one and take them captive. One night, while out on a hunt for more mechanical parts, Eggs is spotted by Winnie, Elle Fanning, Lord Portly Rind's daughter. Unfortunately, this same night, Snatcher manages to catch Fish, the Boxtrolls' surrogate. Eggs is devastated. In the aftermath, a determined Eggs sets out on a quest to save his friend, and protect the Boxtrolls' underground dwelling from Snatcher's clutches. Up next, Eggs sets out on a quest to save his friend and friends. Will he succeed or fail? Tune in.
The stone road weaves its way through a quaint town as a group of Boxtrolls trundle in a line with Eggs at the front. We get the sense of a happy conversation as the Boxtrolls candidly chit-chat, with Eggs listening intently.
Once, we befriended a human inventor. It was Ed's father. We shared our knowledge, until one day, Snatcher came to see the father.
The wide doors of the city hall stand open, inviting the town inside to the gala. A steady stream of visitors trek in as Fish continues.
A scuffle ensued, and as a baby, Eggs was handed to us, and told to take him away.
No, we must return to the city and let the truth be known.
The scene has changed dramatically. People mill around, chatting cheerfully as their eyes conduct their business amongst the fashionable trends of the evening.
Tonight, I'm going to put to rest the negative thoughts of the Boxtrolls.
The camera pans over the features of each of the Boxtrolls as they stand nervously at the edge of the festivities. They are all dressed up with nowhere to go.
Tonight, Y-ul show tentat Y-ul reaproper BOY.
The camera takes various angles of Eggs, holding the arms of two Boxtrolls and glancing up to them with a bright smile. Madame Frou-Frou, yet in fact it is Snatcher, recognizes Eggs and grabs him away. But it is too late. Novelty of the giant brie cheese wheel has brought the whole hall to a standstill, and Eggs takes advantage of the moment.
This man is Snatcher. He's responsible for the crimes against the Boxtrolls.
Blasphemy. Get out of here, you're nothing but a troublemaker. Lord Rind's words have fallen short. With a rumbling heard in the background, the Boxtrolls and Eggs watch in horror as a gigantic machine invades Cadogan Heights. He looks around and recognizes Snatcher so easily. He squints to make out the guy hanging upside down, Cravings Jelly. It is his father. The Boxtrolls line up along a huge stack of their boxes, as Snatcher appears from his machine, laughing maniacally.
Eggs, we cannot sit still Y-ul must tell us to stand up and defeat.
Eggs takes a deep breath. With a newfound courage, he speaks with an unwavering voice.
Stand up and fight.
The previously shut gates of the city hall open, as the citizens have begun to gather in awe at Snatcher's machine. Lord Rind reluctantly makes an appearance.
Don't be deceived by Snatcher. I used my father's invention to restore the Boxtrolls.
It is most powerful and wonderful creation. Snatcher is pushed away, defeated. Camera pans to the crowd, clapping in amazement.
Around the beautiful and bustling town of Cheesebridge, where the Boxtrolls are just beginning to take their place in the community. The camera zooms in to focus on Snatcher on top of his mechanical contraption and Eggs, disguised as a Boxtroll, standing beside him.
It's time for Rewritten to be held accountable.
The townspeople have gathered outside City Hall in response to Snatcher's demand.
You want my hat? You've gone too far this time.
The townspeople boo at Rewritten's dismissal and his refusal to meet Snatcher's demand.
Fine, I will make you a member of this council.
Rewritten reluctantly begins to give Snatcher his seat. The camera pulls out to show the mechanical contraption lowering eggs into its furnace. Suddenly, Snatcher's other machine appears with all the Boxtrolls on it, and Egg's father in the driver's seat. It's clear that the Boxtrolls managed to escape the crusher before it smashed down. Eggs is set free to tell everyone the truth about Snatcher's lies. Rewritten stubbornly refuses to hand over his white hat, which sends Snatcher into a mad rage. A wild game of keep-away ensues, which the Boxtrolls manage to successfully disassemble Snatcher's machine. Just as this act happens, the councilmen have retrieved the large wheel of brie from the river. Snatcher falls into the brie, resulting in a severe allergic reaction. He quickly grabs Wendy and the white hat as hostages and forces everybody to go to the tasting room. In the tasting room, Rewritten presents Snatcher with the rare cheese. Winnie manages to escape her captor by biting him. As Snatcher is about to take a bite of the cheese, Eggs begs him to reconsider.
Cheese and social status don't make a person who they are.
Snatcher refuses to listen and claims that this is his destiny. He takes a bite of the cheese, resulting in a massive explosion due to his cheese allergy. The townspeople cheer and the Boxtrolls are welcomed into their society. The camera pans out to reveal the entire town in the center of the town square, with the humans and Boxtrolls standing side by side as a sign of Cheesebridge's coming together in the face of adversity. After these events, the Boxtrolls were welcomed by Cheesebridge with open arms, as they should be after all they have done. They quickly prove to be an invaluable asset to the people of Cheesebridge. But the one who benefits most is Eggs. He is reunited with his father, and they together find a place in society. Everyone they meet welcomes Eggs with open arms. Even those who were once evil find good in the world. Lord Rewritten has shaped up and become a better father and husband. Mr. Pickles and Trout have swapped their evil-doing sprees for keeping the streets of Cheesebridge clean. All of these characters give us hope that good can always prevail. In a moment of quiet reflection, Mr. Pickles wonders about their existence, pondering the invisible giants that move them through life. It's a reminder that good can always win, no matter the odds.
Heroes come in all shapes and sizes. Even rectangles. From small boxes of crayons to teachers who inspire us to reach our potential, the heroes in our lives come in all different shapes. They can be as small as the individual crayons that help us express our creativity, or as large as the teacher that helps us reach our goals. The heroes in our lives come in all shapes and sizes, even rectangles. So the next time you need a hero, don't forget to look for the rectangles.
From the award-winning writers and directors of Coraline and Paranorman comes a new adventure in stop-motion animation. In the Boxtrolls, we meet an unlikely hero, Eggs, who has been raised by friendly monsters living under the city of Cheesebridge. When evil exterminator, Archibald Snatcher, appears, it's up to Eggs and his newfound pals to save their home. Filled with humor, heart, and loads of adventure, join the Boxtrolls for an unforgettable experience. Experience the Boxtrolls this summer, only in theaters.
A group of close friends, happy and laughing, at a park talking and having a good time. We see one of the friends, looking out a window while significant tension hangs in the air. The camera pans around the rest of the group, all looking at each other in worry and concern. The friend turns around and looks at them.
I am not sure what to do.
The camera pans around the group again. One of the other friends gets up and walks towards them.
I don't have a duty salon. We all have a lack of heroes box.
Thank you.
The camera pans around the group again.
We need to figure out what to do next.
The group nods in agreement, and begins to discuss ideas. Camera pans out to show them start to make a plan. We see the friends grouped together, huddled close and determined. They all have their arms around one another and the camera fades out.
These statues depict strong female characters, with each of their sculptures emphasizing their curves. But one thing stands out: cleavage. Many women feel like they can't avoid objectification in society, and these sculptures perpetuate that unwanted attention. But although cleavage sculpting of female characters and female extras is still prominent, these sculptures also shed light on the importance of strong females and female-led initiatives. We must recognize the female gaze in art and strive to dismantle the idea of cleavage representing female power and emancipation. We can use these statues as tools to move away from a society focused on objectifying women and embracing strong female roles. Let's work together to reshape the narrative of women in art.
When we think of the glamorous Madame Frou-Frou, one thing is certain. Her immaculate style is never without a signature look, a tight-fitting dress that reveals her ample cleavage. From classic strapless gowns to conservative high-neck designs, Madame Frou-Frou reinvents them with daring necklines and sexy details. Her daring style captivates fans and sets trends, and lets us admire her sculpted curves. Wherever you find the stylish Madame Frou-Frou, you'll be sure to find her look of signature femininity and sophistication, with a hint of sass.
Have you ever seen the trolls naked? Well, now you can in the upcoming movie Trolls World Tour. In one scene, you can catch a glimpse of the trolls from behind with their bottoms showing. This movie is sure to bring a lot of fun and laughter with its unique story and music. Get ready to experience the colorful Trolls World. Trolls World Tour is in theaters April 17th. We see a young girl, Jane, walking in a park, looking around. As she continues to walk, we see a young boy, Tom, scratching his crotch while facing the other way. Jane looks at him in surprise.
HY, Dante dutat in public, tates WHY te recaled privates.
Tom stops and looks embarrassed. We can see his cheeks turning red. He shuffles his feet and then turns around to face Jane.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do it.
It is okay. Just remember for next time, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Jane begins to walk away, but before she goes she turns around and flashes a smile.
No worries.
Into a bridge, with a large gang of villains, led by the villain, striding along in search of something. In the next scene we see the villain's minions marching forward, brandishing weapons. The camera follows their gaze as they search for something. The villain's minions have cornered a group of Boxtrolls. They look desperate, cringing in fear as the villain looms over them.
You won't get away this time.
The minions lunge forward, shooting their weapons. The Boxtrolls run for cover, but the villain and his minions pursue them, trapping them. The minions then grab the Boxtrolls, throwing them into a large cage. The villain looks pleased with his capture as he watches his minions carry the Boxtrolls away.
An evil, villainous figure peering in the refrigerator. He appears to be searching for something.
Where is it? Where is the cheese?
He then takes out a large, gourmet wheel of cheese and begins to devour it hungrily, despite the growling protests of his stomach.
Oh, how I've missed you, my beloved cheese.
Suddenly, his face begins to swell and puff up grotesquely. He screams in pain, clutching his throat in agony.
I must have forgotten I am allergic to cheese.
The villain now looks like a puffy marshmallow and is nearly unrecognizable. He runs out of the kitchen, cursing himself for being so careless.
Oh my god. It's a phrase we all know and use. But if you really think about it, it isn't something we should say so casually. As a phrase, it has roots in a religious tradition, and many of us don't even realize what it truly means. That's why it's important to think about how, when, and why we use it. While we may not mean it in a religious way, or even realize the connection, it's still important to be aware of how our words and actions can affect those around us. So, the next time you use the phrase, oh my god, remember to use it with care.
We see a large group of people having a good time in a luxurious room. Music is playing and people are laughing and talking, but there is no evidence of anyone drinking champagne. The glasses are all full, but nobody is consuming any.
We're enjoying a party here but nobody is having champagne.
We pan out and see that there is a champagne fountain in the room, and 4 waiters stand around it, holding bottles of champagne.
We have a champagne fountain and servers, but the champagne remains untouched.
The camera shifts to a slow zoom in on a group of people, who are clearly enjoying themselves.
But despite that, everyone here is still having a great time.
The scene fades out and we see a message on screen.
You don't need champagne to have a great time. Celebrate today in whatever way you choose.
In this quaint town, a mysterious figure lurks amidst the shadows. A menacing villain, masterfully sculpted, with an eerie ooze of terror seeping through the crisp air. This frightful figure could be most alarming to even the bravest souls. But all is not as it seems. Look closer, and you'll find something far more wonderful. Meet the Boxtrolls, clumsy and loving creatures on a mission to save their community. The Boxtrolls may be small, but their impact is large. What initially seemed to be terrifying, soon reveals itself to be a story of courage and friendship.
When was seen walking in, carrying a wheel of cheese. He looks paranoid, and is mouthing words to himself, as if in dire need of something. He takes a deep breath and chuckles in disbelief.
Old age cheese. I've always been terrified of it.
He walks to the wheel of cheese and picks it up, carrying it with him. The scene is seen from a distance, with the villain seen entering a giant wheel of cheese. The villain slowly begins to swell up as he enters the wheel of cheese, and his clothes blown far away from him. We can now see that he is having a severe reaction to the cheese. The camera zooms into the villain, as he is seen in a desperate attempt to find a way out of the wheel, tearing off his clothes even more. His face is bloody and swollen.
Hey.
The villain is now seen still in search for a way out, yet finds none. He picks up a piece of aged cheese with his shaky hands and brings it close to his mouth.
I must do it.
He takes a bite of the aged cheese, and upon doing so he is seen blowing up into pieces, almost as if some force is repulsing him.
Video opens, establishing shot of Eggs walking into Boxtrolls' hideout. Suddenly, a Boxtroll jumps out of the darkness. Cut to a wider shot, a crowd of Boxtrolls have gathered round Eggs. The Boxtrolls are variously dressed in their boxes and looking intimidating. Some boxes have gnarled claws hanging off them. The Boxtrolls start to reach out to Eggs. The Boxtrolls' eyes start to glow, and their claws start to reach forward. Their menacing shadows cast an eerie light. Cut to a wide shot, the Boxtrolls looming around Eggs. He is in their circle of terror. Cut to a close-up of Eggs. He is screaming and sobbing. Cut to a close-up of one Boxtroll. He looks sad and concerned. Cut to a wider shot, the Boxtrolls all reach out to Eggs and comfort him. Cut to a close-up of Eggs. He looks relieved. The scene ends, fade to black.
You know and love him from beloved animated films like Finding Nemo, The Lego Movie and Coraline. But there's one thing you may not know about actor D. Bradley Baker. He's not just behind the voices of Fish, Wheels and Bucket, he also helped develop their language. In the Boxtrolls, D was asked to create a completely new language for the Boxtrolls, one which is unique to their species. To prepare for his task, D undertook an intensive period of study. He studied languages from around the world, learning the building blocks of each one in order to create one that's exclusive to the Boxtrolls. His hard work paid off. The language became the backbone of the film, helping to drive the characters' personalities and the main plot of the movie.
From concept to completion, the production period of this project totaled 72 weeks. A long road requiring dedication and precision from everyone involved. This project would become a feat of strength and precision through our hard work. At the commencement of the project, our hard-working team was expected to complete a range of tasks, from ideation to designing to testing, within what would become a demanding timeline. With our hard work, dedication, and attention to detail, we were able to work together and bring the project from the idea to reality. Throughout the lengthy production period, our team held regular meetings and check-ins, providing feedback and refining plans. Our collaboration and constructive input led to a continual improvement of the project from start to finish, culminating in a successful completion of all tasks. Through many long weeks and endless dedication, our team was proud when we achieved our goal. The result of our hard work was highly satisfactory, providing value beyond measure to those involved. We had achieved something incredible, and the feeling of accomplishment was immensely fulfilling.
Eggs and Fish, two of the Boxtrolls, are standing near a small teddy bear with a music box.
It looks like it's running out of wind.
It sure does.
Baby Eggs turns to Fish and hands him the key mechanism.
Can you help please?
Fish takes the key and gives it to her turns. Suddenly the music box springs to life.
Wow, it worked.
The Boxtrolls walk and start to move around the room. Suddenly the music box starts playing again despite the key not having been turned.
That's impossible.
And what's even more strange is that the key is turning now but in the opposite direction of before.
Conclusion pump the Boxtrolls, looking around the music box, confused and amazed at the same time.
I've never seen anything like this.
Bustling street is crowded with people going about their own lives. Mr. Trout and Mr. Pickles stand on the side of the sidewalk, watching.
You ever feel like we're just pieces of this grand puzzle?
I do feel at times like we're stuck in a loop, like everything going on makes no real difference in the long run.
It anførselstegn is like we're just part of the scenery, doing what we're supposed to do but without no real purpose.
I suppose life is just something we do and not something we have, if that makes any sense. Mr. Trout and Mr. Pickles stand on a rooftop, looking out over the city.
My friends down there, going both their lives, some of them are gonna make it, some of them aren't.
Yup. And we're in the same boat with them.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is, we gotta make the best of whatever fate throws at us and make of it our own.
Mr. Trout and Mr. Pickles turn around to look at the people walking by.
I guess the world anførselstegn is a lot bigger than we think.
That it is. They both turn away and continue watching the world go by.
Madame Frou-Frou is a princess who loves fashion and speaks with a classic old-world French accent. But when the classic Disney movie got a Latin American Spanish dub, something interesting happened. Madame Frou-Frou's French accent was replaced with an Argentinian accent, and her signature song was given a tango makeover. People were instantly charmed by this twist on the classic Disney musical. The movie's Latin American Spanish dub is now beloved by audiences the world over. So, if you're ever in the mood for a classic Disney musical with a Latino flair, you know where to turn.
Move over silly slapstick comedy, this is the Boxtrolls. A unique movie blending animation with cleverness and wit. An endearing story that kids and parents alike can enjoy. With fantastic animation and incomparable voice acting, this movie stands out from the crowd. The voice acting is full of fun, as the actors really bring the characters to life. Whether it be a heartwarming moment shared between the girl and a Boxtroll, or a daring mission to rescue one of their own, the Boxtrolls is not to be missed. So grab the family and get ready to join in on the fun with the Boxtrolls.
The studio's logo appears on the screen. We pan out from the logo before zooming in on an animated Victorian town. The town comes to life as people go about their daily activities. We follow one particular character who is walking through the town and humming a tune to himself.
This is a town like many others. A quiet and peaceful place, but with a few surprises hidden away.
The character arrives at a small park and sits down on a bench. As he looks around, we see a group of kids laughing and playing together. The character smiles to himself and begins to observe the children. We begin to see subtle references to a variety of stories surrounding issues of tolerance and justice. From the Pied Piper to the Holocaust, the music swells as the scene takes an unexpected turn. The kids begin to break out and do a joyful dance as if on cue. The character is filled with a kind of joy he has never experienced before, and with it comes a newfound understanding.
This film is a parable about the true essence of the order, and of ourselves. It's a lesson about accepting our differences and finding joy into the arrow and us.
We slowly zoom out from the scene as music plays and the credits roll.
This weird, ugly, and depressingly bleak animated movie is definitely not for kids. Underneath the surface-level blandness of the story, there's a lot of allegorical class warfare stuff. It's truly terrible, but if you're looking for something to show your kids, I wouldn't recommend it at all. As for adults, I'm sure there's a market for it. Lots of people like weird for weirdness sake stuff. Personally, I found it very unappealing beyond some decent animation and a few bizarre moments that were worth watching once. Have you ever seen a stop-motion animation with incredible storytelling and an amazing cast of characters? I recently discovered one and I'm simply blown away. Despite all the positive reviews, I'm surprised to see there are some negative ones. If this isn't your cup of tea and you're looking for something more Disney-like, then sure, go watch Disney. But if you're looking for something darker, more realistic, and more thoughtful, then this is the perfect story for you. This wonderful stop-motion animation is an instant classic. The story is engaging, the characters are compelling, and the animation is breathtaking. We don't get enough of this kind of entertainment, and this is the perfect example. If you are looking for something special that will leave you moved and stirred, then I highly recommend this beautiful stop-motion animation. Don't believe the negative reviews, it's truly something special.